that stickiness? You want to be able to have sticky ink so that it adheres to the type. Now what we have here on the press was not printed by Benjamin Franklin. Oh no, he had retired years earlier from printing, but he did help, did Benjamin Franklin, in the editing of a document that we celebrate each and every July the 4th. What document do we celebrate on July the 4th? Its adoption? Yes, do you know? The 4th of July, the adoption of the Declaration of Independence. So a colonial printer whose print shop was just down the street produced several hundred, we think, broadsides of the Declaration of Independence, but what we have on the press is a later version that includes most of the signature, not the signatures, but the identities of the people who actually signed the Declaration of Independence. The person who signed first, of course, was John Hancock, and one of the 55 other signatories is Benjamin Franklin's. So Ben knew the power of the press to influence people, to get them to think about their world, and nobody knew how to use the power of the press better than Benjamin Franklin. And before the Declaration of Independence was
when you're ready, come down here. Oh, are you okay? You can do that. Nice.
Traveled through Paris, and he saw how clean everything was in the Paris streets. So when he got back here, he hired men, and he stored in here buckets, mops, brooms to clean up from, you know, all the stuff. So this is exactly how it looked back then. I'll explain that to you in a little bit. So the men were never to be in here, neither near rain, hail, sleet, snow. They were to always be out here because also they had to protect this building. If there was a fire with such an important building, they'd have to ring the bell. That's what bells were for. They didn't have telephones. A bell was like a telephone. 7 weeks by horse. John Jay was the first head of the Supreme Court in here, but he decided that when he had to go to circuit courts, means he had to travel for other lords, that it was such a dangerous job between disease and no food and no place to sleep. He became governor of New York instead. So now we're going to go through security and go through this building here, and I'm going to talk to you about the next couple buildings, and we're going to try to get into one of them. Peek into the arrived here, he called this his green country town, his holy experiment. It was here that every religion could flourish, everyone could worship. Thomas Jefferson said of our William Penn that he was the greatest lawgiver of all times next to Moses. When William Penn arrived here, he said, "I am planting a seed for a new nation, for the people."